Call the meeting to order at 5:30. Perfect. Roll call.
Donna Lampert, present.
John Pelletier. Brian Martin, present.
Linda Thing.
Bob Cotton is absent. Yeah, absent. All right. Item B, visitors' comments. Anyone?
Just a couple things. Just wondering, about the two doors on this end, that don't close during a fire alarm. And I went over to see why, and they're right to the floor. They're dragging on the floor, the doors are. So they won't close during a fire alarm. The two on this end close perfectly, but the ones on this end don't. So I don't know what you can do, maybe shave the door down.
These doors are new, right? These doors are new, correct?
No.
Yeah, it's those doors.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Good, I'm sorry. Don?
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I asked if you called the office, so I don't know.
I have. Well, I didn't. One of the other tenants told me they did. And I let Tom know as well. So whether he
All right.
said anything or not is beyond me. So,
You have somebody look at that tomorrow? Well, First, whatever convenience. Anything else, anyone?
you got anything, comments about? All I've commented
Business
on,
comments.
yeah, is the doors not closing
Okay.
during the fire alarms.
I noticed you noted on the sheet out there too that you, about the sidewalk out there, the front walk. Okay, if anything's being done about that, I know that was up for discussion, I guess.
Right. Yeah, the director looked into it. And I sent her a recommendation with somebody else. He did speak with her, but he never showed up, so I just gave my number of another person to call.
Process. We're trying to get it addressed.
Okay.
You have to get people to respond.
Well,
I'm trying to think of what's.
We
Oh,
need more
yeah.
lights, I know that.
Yeah,
Is that,
We need more lights, outside lights around here.
in the back here. I
Yeah,
agree.
because when you come in,
Yeah.
really dark.
I walk my dog.
is the lights, are they out, or they just, they're on more?
There's one here
Yeah.
that is very low.
Yeah.
And there's another one in the middle here, but all down through here.
There's
It's
a-
like somebody could go behind these houses. You never know it because you'd never be able to see them.
Yeah, so
You know, the cameras won't catch underneath.
Uh-huh.
Even out there, you're not gonna be able to know.
Up to the minute, I'll take a look.
Okay.
They have your jacket, so.
Are there lights out there that just,
some lights, yeah.
some that just maybe not bright enough?
Well, the one that's here is kind of, it's bright, but it's not too bright because you got family units, so you can't have, and some of them will complain of it shining into bedrooms.
We'll look at it. Well, guys, I
It's
think
in the code.
Oh, the intercom?
usually.
Yeah.
Is that in
Instead
the
of
making?
they're plowing, but I mean, it's, putting lights out there, you're gonna have to be running stuff underground.
Well, not necessarily if you put them on the side of the building. Who pays the electric bill here? All of it?
Well, family units pay their own.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
excuse me, as long as we can tie into anywhere because we pay the bill, so it wouldn't matter. So could put some if need be, but let's look at it, see what's there. Maybe we can change the fixture too for an LED that's a little bit brighter.
The LEDs, no?
I would assume.
Bottom are LEDs.
The purple one.
All right, anything else, business comments?
The intercom, I know we discussed that before at one point, but mine's still not working right.
There's mine again.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're looking into replacing that with
We
a
have a new
proposal.
panel,
We have one ready?
we have a new panel that just has to be installed.
So,
Beautiful.
should,
Great.
sure.
Good.
Thank you.
Is that it?
You all set?
Storm doors, I would still getting storm doors.
Yep. Yeah.
That's on the capital improvement project. Actually, it's in works, but it'll be spring.
Spring, okay,
It'll go out to bid for
okay.
spring.
Windows,
We can
still up for 2024?
Don't get pushy. Storm doors, we're on our way.
There's only so much money, and you can only, and everything costs a lot.
Okay, those are on the plan somewhere, I would assume, right? No?
What, the windows?
Windows?
Right now, we're just replacing the springs.
All right, seeing nothing else under visitors' comments,
Not for me.
we'll move
Where are
on.
my quarters? They were supposed to give me quarters to wash these curtains.
Yeah, and I thought Tom brought them over and you weren't home, so I don't know if I know what happened.
Any chance we can get new mini blinds? These are disgusting. They've been here since this place has been here.
And I am to the fall apart.
Um,
They're breaking, they're literally breaking.
I'll do the curtains, I told them.
No, I'm sure if we write it down, we bring it to the executive director. But then if there's no action, we bring it up to us. Those are cheap enough.
Yeah,
Probably our original.
I'm done this time for real.
Accept the minutes from the meeting, November 29th, executive session and regular meeting. So,
Mr. Chair?
Yep.
Are we approving the executive session minutes but not releasing until, I'm just not sure. That
I
matter's
would-
been taken care of fully.
So I would, I understand what you're saying. I think if we should accept the minutes and not release. That's it. Until we hear back from the attorney. That's my.
I guess we'll do that in two different motions.
So, okay, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept and release the November 29th regular meeting.
I'll say.
So the motion in a second. Just under discussion, I'm just curious. On the first page, we have a vote, right? There's a motion. I actually don't even see. I was to go into executive session.
Can we open the regular, then we're to
Right, but this is the regular meeting minutes, right? But it says, then it says roll call. Tom, wait for a second, okay. But then it says roll call, yes, yes, yes. Then it says in favor, opposed, abstention, right? So I'm curious, why is that there? We don't typically do that. And it's in two different places on this, and it's also on the executive session minutes as well. You understand what I'm trying to say here?
Not go ahead, say it again.
See where it says, there's a motion, and all the roll call, everybody's says yes.
To go in executive session.
Right, then it says in favor, opposed, abstention. So we didn't take two different votes. We just took one vote.
Okay, I know this.
Yeah, I think that was just a tally, because I mean, you see yes, 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 so.
Right, yeah. So should we just get rid of the in favor, opposed, abstention on both sets of minutes? I didn't know if it was there for a reason, so I'm thinking probably should. Right.
I apologize, I have a really quick question. I live down at the Congregate. My name's Anna, this is Kathy, my roommate. We have a small chest freezer in there because our refrigerators are not big enough to put everything in. And we were told we had to get rid of it. And I just want to know what's the solution, where are we going to put all our food?
So obviously you've had conversations with the executive director, correct?
Well, Melinda came, yes, and she said that wasn't allowed. But then her and Tommy stood there for like 20 minutes trying to figure out how they can rearrange things to give us like bigger refrigerators. But then Tommy said that would be like a whole kitchen remodel. So then she said that she was going to wait to talk to the higher ups. And then like 3 hours later, I got a call from our case manager telling us that we had to remove it immediately. So I don't know what to do.
Case manager from where?
From HBAN.
Oh, okay. Do we rent to them or do we, to her?
We recommend them, but they're the ones that get the homeowners that go into it. It's like-
Oh, it's a congregate, I got
It's a
it.
4-bedroom congregate.
Also that,
But it's in the lease, they cannot have freezers.
Why do they have to remove it?
Because it's a chest freezer, it's in the lease, you can't have freezers.
But in the
what
second
can we do to
paragraph
help
of
them
the
out?
letter you
And
sent
then
me,
you pay the electric too.
So, Mr. Chair? Yeah. If I can ask a question, what, I mean, I know it's a congregate unit, everybody shares and whatnot, but what is the size of the fridge that's in there? I mean, because if you're going for 4 people, like a
It's
regular.
a very small one because we have space constraints. So you've got a wall here, a refrigerator, and you've got cabinets in the
And how many-
But there's 2
And
refrigerators.
then there's another one, yeah, here, refrigerators, cabinet counters.
how many,
you can
how many
go
people
over
in
like
here?
that. That's
So there's 2 refrigerators and 4,
This is a small fridge. That's where we have our stuff in.
Are they both the same size?
yes.
And then that's the cabinet space that we have.
It's like two of like the apartment style refrigerators that you can see in one of these units, but it's in the congregate.
And how many tons?
That's actually a small
So the
freezer.
two-
Yeah, so
two share
this
one,
is the
each
small
has the other
freezer,
side.
this is the small freezer that's they're being told they have to get rid of.
Yeah.
And this is the apartment size fridge, they have 2 of them that 4 people are sharing.
Yeah, Kathy and I share one, and then the other
Which-
2 members share their other one.
Not much for 4 people.
No.
How big a home fit in it because of the
I
cabinet?
mean,
You've got a wall of cabinets.
so that's the freezer in question, and if you scroll back to, right, you'll see the pictures of the refrigerator.
Could we put a fridge right there with a freezer?
Well, that's in the bedroom.
Oh, that's in the bed.
No, that was in the.
No, that's
Oh,
in,
the
that's in
freezer's in
the
the kitchen?
Yes,
Oh,
that's in
okay.
the kitchen.
We've got radiators there.
Right.
I thought all room for 4 people.
No. I understand your.
I mean, I did not know that it wasn't allowed, because when I first moved in, I asked if I could have a small fridge in my room. They told me no. So then when Kathy and I started sharing, like, I basically had no food because I had just moved in. But she had a lot of stuff in the freezer, so I couldn't buy anything to put in because it didn't fit. So we saw that online, and we thought we'd buy it between the 2 of us. We both paid for it.
Is that in the kitchen or in somebody's room?
No, that's in the kitchen, right next to the right next to the oven. So I mean, as you can see, it's not huge.
So after the cook comes down.
But it's not,
So there's cabinets here, there's a refrigerator, there's a wall there, so there's constraints. Who gets to use it? And then this other one that's here.
And then you can read the bottom part of this letter.
How it's interesting.
But
Sorry.
Amy has one too.
How we could
Put
put
a freezer or fridge?
a bigger refrigerator in
Not
the
small
refrigerator because
fridge.
you have to take out all the
All right,
covers
what
brought it up?
okay, go ahead, Don, just ask a question.
What brought it up that there was a problem there?
When we were doing the inspection in there, I found the freezer and it's in the lease, they can't have.
No, please.
And then Tom and I, then she said, she was talking about how small, so that's when Tom and I were talking about how could we put a bigger full-size refrigerator, 2 of them in there, and we can't because of, there's a wall refrigerator, and you get your cabinets and your counter. We're limited on space. Those are special order refrigerators we have to get.
We're doing it then to meet the tenants halfway. They have
What,
enough room for 4 people.
Is this our policy?
It's in the lease, the state lease, no freezers.
Okay, but the bottom of that paragraph says I could have it if I had asked permission. So that's what it says there, but it says LHA, not THA.
Well, it means local housing authority,
Okay.
because it's the state lease that goes to all housing.
No, I understand all of that. I'm just saying, then what is our solution to have food in there? Because that's the only one we have.
So
All right.
let's, if you could send us the lease, so we can look at it, or at least that section. And I mean, I'd say let them keep it for now until we can look at the lease and maybe we can make an amendment for the lease.
I agree with that. Either, for now, the freeze is, and just my own opinion, the freezer stays for now until, like you said, work up with a solution, either a much larger fridge, tear down, whatever it is.
Right.
Or add in, whatever, I mean,
Or put it in.
something.
Question, real quick.
Or,
Does that, what about the other two people? Can they put a freezer in also?
So, no, we don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
We're not going
yeah,
down.
so I mean, for right now, it's just, that we can stay just for now, until we can work things
So-
No,
out.
I agree, those things are small.
Yeah.
Okay, shut up.
So common areas, so that it's common, right? So the two fridges in there, both, usually they have,
Usually there's
This-
15 cubic.
yeah, but usually there's people that will go in and they shop for them, whatever, and I'm assuming you shop yourself?
I actually don't go by myself because I suffer anxiety.
Yeah,
So that's
but-
why when I buy
yeah.
food, I have to buy it when I can. And Kathy doesn't drive, so she has the same issue. Because her aide takes her shopping.
So,
We don't always have like people there to take us. So we tend to buy a little bit more than maybe what we should, but
so.
The share, when it makes sense, like if we do business like with a break of appliances.
Yeah,
something like that,
exactly.
I mean,
And the other, I mean,
maybe it's a small one that's a little taller, but.
Yeah, so let's bring it up under the business and have a discussion. We're gonna bring it up under the business.
okay. No, thank you for your
put
time.
it in the bedroom.
No. Remove us, then go with something that's taller.
That's-
I
yeah,
believe-
exactly.
Perfect preservation.
I believe we have a motion on the floor for minutes for
Correct.
November 29th.
Yeah,
Second.
motion and a second.
Right, and as amended, correct? Correct.
That's what a regular.
Taking off the actual in favor, opposed, abstaining portion.
Yeah, it's just on the front vote, I don't know, it's just, so anyway. All right, all in favor?
And now it's for a regular meeting, right?
Yes.
Regular
Right.
meeting, yes.
We're going back to the executive session.
Exactly.
Correct.
So is that a yes?
Yeah.
Three yeses. Okay, now we,
I guess I'll make a motion for the November 29th executive session to be approved and not released,
with the same,
with the same removing of the wording in favor, opposed, and abstaining, the actual tally of the votes.
Excuse me, thank you for your time, gentlemen
You're
and
welcome.
ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
did somebody have something?
No, I would just see if we had a second for discussion.
So there was a motion, we need a second for discussion.
Second.
There's a second. All right, you have discussion, John, or Don, either one?
Now, I have one from the executive session, but.
We're on, that's what we're on, right now. Executive session, so if you have something, either you or John.
John, and there's a lot of writing here, but some places
Yeah.
it says, I, and I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's the director, or, and I should have highlighted it. So I asked Con too at the time, I asked Todd, why did you get representation, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I want to hear his reason why, and that's not in here.
Was there a response?
It wasn't here
No, was there a response?
from Todd?
Yeah, I'm trying to recall.
No. No, because I'm in between the public, yeah, I'm doing. But if we can hold on, and then I'll go over it again, I'll highlight the areas where that person on.
Mhm.
Because I don't know who that I is, I don't know who it was.
I'm gonna ask for it to be held anyway. Go ahead, John.
I'm not gonna, if I say anything, then I'm gonna be revealing minutes that we're holding on to for public release, so.
Can you do it without mentioning names?
I mean, yeah. There was just comments in here that yes, I made to you in the past. but I never said those in the meeting. But you put those in these minutes. Um,
So why don't you call Melinda and mention those comments, and if we can get it worked out, fine. If not, we'll go into executive session at the next meeting to have a discussion about it. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
All right. So go ahead, you got anything else?
No, if we're still in the discussion, we can discuss all we want, and then after we're discussing, I'm going to rescind my.
Yeah, that's fine.
Motion.
Yep.
So we can just table this till the next.
I have something, but unless you guys got something else.
No, just like to.
All right, I just have, on page page 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines down. Now, I will say that, they do start off by saying, Mr. Martin asked a bunch of questions, had a lot of stuff, and I think most of that is pretty accurate. Although, when you get to page 3, you go 1, 2, 3, right, 1, 2, 7 lines down, it says, Attorney Fuller corrected Chairperson Martin. I'd just like to know why you used the word corrected. Because I think I was stating my opinion, and I believe Attorney Fuller stated her opinion. So I'd like to know why you used the word corrected, because I don't think that is correct. It makes it sound like I was wrong with what I was saying, and I'm not wrong, that's my opinion.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, and I can change it, that advised. I mean, it would mention.
All right.
Happy New Year.
how about respond? Right? I mean, you're just trying to make it look like she's telling me that I'm wrong, and I'm not wrong, that's my opinion, that's my opinion, and that's the way it should be. You do stuff like that, and it really, it's not okay. Anybody have anything else?
I'll have to go back and highlight them. It was I got the package Friday.
Yeah.
Long weekend, right?
Yeah.
I didn't memorize it.
Like I said, I'm gonna rescind my motion to accept these so that we can table it till the next meeting.
All right.
Yeah?
I'll second.
All right, so I'd like to, Mr. Chair, I'd like to rescind my motion to accept the executive session.
Dawn, it's okay to rescind the second?
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll bring them up at the next meeting.
Okay.
Perfect. After you talk to John and make any corrections, you can send those out to us. Or I'll put them in the next package.
What I'll do is, I'll grab that PDF and I'll just kind of make some highlights and make notes on it, and then I'll just email it to you.
I mean, I can go back to the recording to verify that.
Okay.
Try to do what was on the recording.
Yep, and I have, and that statement is absolutely correct. I have told you that before in the past. I just don't believe I said it at that meeting.
I think you did, because I don't remember some of
Okay,
the stuff.
I mean, if you find it in there, let me know. I
If
stand.
you highlight it, I'll go back and listen
Sure.
and let you know.
All right, moving on, Treasurer's Report. Accounts report for November 30th. There you go, I got you. What's our budget here?
April 1st to March 31st.
So we're 8 months in. have you talked to the accountant at all? About, I mean, I'm just looking at this, there seems to be a number of lines that are in the negative. I know that could correct itself, but is she worried about anything going over?
She hasn't given me any indication of any red flags. Which she usually does.
Anybody else have questions, comments?
I have a question, probably not part of the report. When you get assigned a project like the siding, you get an extra stipend for that? And where does that show up?
You mean assign a project?
When you're doing a project, like I think we had a boiler project when you get paid
From the state.
from the state, yeah.
Yeah, so that's part of the capital improvement plan.
So when we did the siding,
Yep.
was that like the same type thing?
Yep.
Did you receive money from,
Yeah, the state gives us money for those projects.
okay. 'Cause I remember we used to come and call the board, and I haven't seen it, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's all of the capital improvement funding, so.
How many do we have?
How many projects have you had? Or you have projects
That you
on?
get extra stipend on?
So that I get extra stipend?
Yeah.
It all depends on the project, if there's money built into the project or not.
Last year, how many were there?
Like one, maybe two.
Okay.
And follow up on that, you're the only one that got a stipend. So I know I've bringing this up before, and you said that the other one does the majority of the work, which is probably true, but there are also other people in the office that should be more on that. Maybe they should be getting something as well. So maybe in the future, we should have that brought to us so we can make that decision when it gets spent. Just my thoughts.
Man, because the reason I bring it up is we're talking budget stuff, and then if the money being made from another budget, then that's still a pain, you know what I mean? It's still a pain.
Right,
If
I
you make
agree.
it $2 an hour, it could be $2.75 an hour. You know what I mean?
But
Anyway, question.
I mean, my thing is, not always, I mean, there are other people that do work towards that stuff, right? Not all the time, or not maybe as often as the director, but they do other things.
Yeah.
So maybe you could divvy it up a proportion. You know, maybe you get 80%, or somebody gets 10, and somebody else gets 10, whatever, right? Whatever we think is appropriate, right? With the amount of time they spend on the project, which is good.
Yeah, and honestly, I never really thought of it, but I'm sure like there's times when if a contractor's here doing the job and they need something, they have to call a maintenance guy, whatever the case is, and then he has to drive over, you know, whatever it is. I mean, that's still part of that of the project, so. Yeah.
Right, do we,
Anyway,
have a motion to, accept the accountant's report for November 30th?
So moved.
second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Accounts payable and payroll for November 30th.
The chair, accept the check summary report as presented.
Second.
Give the check signed off on.
The motion and a second, further discussion? Hearing seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, expansion fund?
No, I'm gonna make a motion to accept it, doesn't change much, in 6 years, so.
Just interest.
I'll second that.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Correspondence, Mass Narrow newsletter. Take a motion to,
Make a motion to accept narrow as presented.
Second?
motion and second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Unanimous.
Anybody going for a conference? Spring conference?
When is it?
March 24th, 26th. In that conference on Amherst. Such on developed by professional development mobile service committee will feature more than 20 sessions.
Do we have-
I printed some years ago. That's all.
Do we have money in the budget to, anybody to attend?
I usually wait to see what they have for topics.
Is it an overnight or just,
It depends if there's topics that are on multiple days, then yeah, probably stay overnight. If there's just only one day of topics, then, well, yeah. They haven't really posted the agendas for what they're having for sessions.
all right, moving on, executive director's report.
So we have the two vacancies. One is going to be completed and signed for on Friday. Then we'll shift over to the vacancy over here. Reporters, there's 19 of them open. And then not too much has changed on the capital projects yet, because a lot of them, they're just finishing up getting paperwork done, getting them ready so they can go out to bid in the spring. So I don't really move forward much on those. We talked about the front walkway already, about getting some more quotes. The intercom, we've got the new panel in. The inspections, all we have left are 12 units here to do, and then we're going to start the family units. The board training, did everyone receive their email? Because they said that they sent them out in November.
I didn't know, was he gonna do it, but I couldn't open it.
Couldn't
It was like training yourself, I'll pop down and
I don't know if I saw a couple of nights.
because they said they sent them out in November and something about 90 days to complete it.
Yeah, but I would have done it in 90 minutes, but I couldn't get into it. They kept signing power.
I would try it again because I know they were having some issues.
Yeah. I'll try it.
I'm trying to see if I have something. Yes. Training launch, is that it? Yes.
Do it, training?
I haven't had a chance.
That's what I had the chance to. Doesn't call for me.
What was the
I thought I
subject line?
couldn't.
12-1, it was sent. That's why I didn't do
What
it.
was the subject line?
Well, one thing they told me was they were all done in November.
It says 12-1-23.
I'll try to do it.
EOHLC Public Housing Board Member Training.
No, for 3-4 different days I tried it, I couldn't get it.
Was that right after they sent the
I
email?
know, probably the next day,
Because I know that they were
the next
having
day, the next day, the next day.
some problems.
Yeah, December 1st, I got it.
Yeah, so they sent it on December 1st. I probably saw it, didn't even look at it. Probably didn't see it until like December
Interesting,
15th.
because they told me they all.
It was unread, December, beginning of December, so.
Yeah, I know just what you're talking about. So,
Yeah, they told me they all went up in November, so.
Oh, they did. That's like, you can have a new car, but it doesn't start, you're not gonna use it, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just saying, all the emails say December 1st, they told me it was November, so. So the maintenance position, we've only gotten one person that's applied. But I have heard some other housing authorities, and I know on Mass Narrow, they've got a lot of housing authorities that have maintenance positions open.
Can you send us a copy of the job description? Can you send us a copy of the job description?
Mhm.
Thank you.
So I don't know what your availability is, John. I guess we'll just sit with that one person and talk with them and see.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be, if you're comfortable with me not being there, it doesn't have to be. I'm not gonna always sleep over, so.
I mean, we did have another person that had asked some interest, but I steered them away from it. It was a resident that lives here, and it wouldn't be a good fit with maintenance, and he's the one that assaulted Tom.
Yeah.
I don't need another bad issue. So.
On the maintenance thing, right? It's still like, can you ask the attorney what she meant by board review? What does that actually mean? I still haven't got an answer from the attorney on that.
I think that too. I asked her after the last meeting.
Yeah.
And I thought I sent out an email.
You did send an email, but I don't know.
She said board review doesn't apply to,
Board review.
because there's no, they're not civil service when they're getting hired.
So.
Civil service only comes in when they've been here for 5 years.
Well, do you want to just give him my number and say, call me? I'll have a conversation with him directly. Because I just want to know what that means. I mean, board review means something, right? What does she mean by that? She's going to say it, not me, right?
So the other business section of the agenda, I was advised from that training that I took that we shouldn't be having that because everybody should be knowledgeable of what's being discussed at the meeting so that they can be here if they want to be.
Where are you at?
Where you at, Melinda? Where was that?
Number 9. So they just did another open meeting law training. And there was a lot of commissioners that were on there, and a lot of them were asking questions about this other business section, and it was advised not, because stuff can get discussed under that, that's not on the agenda, and when somebody wanted to be here for that portion, they didn't know it was being discussed.
Oh, it's funny, man. So a lot of state agencies, and who's always invisible, but it's the same state, it's the same funding, it's the same government.
But it's not, that's not correct. I mean, I would say, maybe not under other business, but new business for sure. And my understanding of the open meeting law is, as long as the chairman doesn't know about an issue at the time the agenda was set, it's okay to bring it up on new business. That's my understanding. So if you guys have an issue, and you call me the day after the agenda's set, and you can bring it up on the new business. But if you call me ahead of that, and I know about it, it doesn't get on the agenda, then we can't talk about it. That's
Now, how about when it comes to non-members, is there anything new? We got to climb up, I don't say anything.
You're better off. And actually, I think we went through this when Corey was here, and I think I was advised by the attorney, yeah, you're better off not saying anything, because the chairman sets the agenda. Then we changed our rules to allow any member to put a motion on the agenda. So you put a motion on the agenda, so that it gives you at least have a right to bring it up. And whether it gets seconded or not and discussed is a different story. But at least you can put it on the agenda. So that's why I don't understand why that's to take it off. I mean, we don't have to have a discussion about it because we're going to have a discussion about it on Monday, the 8th, I think, with the selectmen. 6 o'clock, right?
Can we say anything now?
Yep, we can say whatever we want. So,
I mean,
No, man.
other business, new business, whatever you want. Commissioner discussion, like, I don't know, like, it's all,
They come in and select a number.
yeah. They just don't-
I got unfinished business and old business, like pretty much the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can consolidate those two.
Sure, just remove the
That
other
was
business.
changed when Don was chairman. He wanted unfinished business. But, I mean, yeah, it can be old businesses, yeah, one and the same.
Right.
So we have to get the,
Right. No,
just like the windows, the blinds.
I get it.
Yeah.
So if we put it under, when I do this at the sewer commission, there's a number of things listed under unfinished business in each. At some meetings we'll bring it up, at some meetings, no, it's nothing new, we just leave it. And then at some point we make a decision to take it off. So, we can put it, whatever we want under old business, unfinished business, and just leave it there. So it doesn't matter. And he's right, it's good to leave it there, so for two reasons. One, so you don't forget about it, and two, you're covered under the open meeting law if we have to have a discussion. Okay? Right, so that's fine. But like I said, I think they're one and the same, really. But
So do we need like a formal motion?
if we're gonna
Change
remove,
agenda and,
if we're gonna remove either G or H, then yeah, I think so.
But if you combine them, you know, because it's what basically what it was saying.
Right, so we're just gonna remove 9 and leave, well,
we're just
remove-
taking out the word old business.
We're just gonna remove unfinished business and leave all business. Yeah, unfinished business becomes all business.
Okay.
Right?
Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm all right with the either way.
So if you wanna make a motion to do that, we can do that, or we just leave it, doesn't matter.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Done.
So, all right, I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye? Aye.
I understand.
2-0 to 1. Okay. So we don't, G we're good with, right? We're all gonna show up on Monday?
Yeah.
And I believe it's at the end of our packet, there's a couple of,
Refer, recommendations from town,
well, they have, yeah, they
it's
can.
not recommendations, but people who submitted their
Yes,
letter of
So you're gonna
interest.
discuss it at the selectmen's meeting
yes.
with them.
Because we have it's a joint meeting, I sent them a letter, just like we did the last time there was an opening. So, the law says, if I don't send them a letter, then we don't have a say, they get to a point where basically by themselves. So, at least now we have a say, one way or the other, so, that's at 6 o'clock.
So then I need to post,
Yes, please.
and then there's the 8th.
And I'll do the same, I'll have Jeff send you the many minutes for that, which, that we get included in ours.
And this will be what our subject is joint meeting with the selectmen to.
Yes, yep, exactly. To a point, I believe it's gonna be. All right, old business, CPC rep update, anything?
Were we finished with her executive?
You got the 10 now?
Yeah, I thought she was all set. You all set with that report?
Yeah, or if you have more questions, do you want to
I
accept
thought
it?
it was just, because we were on, number 9, and then we had 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
Thanks for the time.
Good night, thank you.
So, all right, yeah, so we're back to number 10. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, John, you probably saw loaded on the tablet, the new budget guidelines.
Yes.
I have them here to pass out to the others. I also have the information on, my contract, and then I have the review sheets. And attached to this report is also an email that came out from the state that, my new contract is supposed to be submitted by January 29th. Our next board meeting is not till January 31st. And I know you had made a comment at the last meeting that Drake's budget just got approved, it probably just got approved by the state, I'm assuming, not
It
by the
didn't, it hasn't
board.
got approved. It hasn't got approved yet.
Oh, you said
Well,
it
the
had
board
just
approved,
got approved.
the board approved it, but not by the state.
You didn't clarify, you just said it just got approved, I didn't know if that meant by the state, because they.
I
they
did, I was,
take 60
I
days.
was referring to Great Cape, but I learned today that it's still not been accepted by the state.
So yeah, that, the budget's due the 28th of February. So, I have stuff here to pass out, most of it I already loaded on the tablet for John.
I have a question, item number 10. On executive director's salary, if it has to be part of the budget, then it'll be part of the budget. I don't want that to be an automatic that either way, somebody decides not to renew a contract.
We went through
That
that
just
last year.
stays in.
We went through that last year.
I don't know what I did yesterday.
What's in the budget has to match what the board votes on, or the state will reject it. Because Brian had brought that up last year, why can't we just put a number in there? And the accountant said you can't, because it has to match the same line as the calculation sheet that gets sent into the state as to what the budget, what the board approved. And they want everything 60 days in advance.
And this is specifically for the budget.
Budget and contract renewal.
Well, they should be two different things.
Well, the contract renewal is January 29th, the budget is February 28th.
Okay.
So, I mean, we
Can I
can-
ask a question, Michelle, and the executive director at the same time? If the executive director's contracted until the end of March, when are we going to have a discussion on a new contract? Because either way, I mean, in fairness, if that's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not good. So, I mean, in fairness to the director.
What do you have for us?
Well, we have to fill in the date on the paperwork. This is the evaluation sheets, there's the current contract, and there's a blank of the template for a new contract. But the sheets here have the date that has to be filled in, and you want these reviewed back by.
These are the same.
Those are for us to have, or those?
I just have to fill in the date.
Are the reviews the same that we've used for the past years? If you could you get the last couple of years' reviews that we've submitted to you and send those out to us? Just so we can look at the old reviews and
Back in the past, the board filled it out and we did the numbers.
correct.
We submitted our reviews to the chairman, and we pulled the numbers from that.
So, yeah, so there's a review for us to do. So this is actually last year's contract, right?
Yeah, that's the current contract.
Last year was 2 years ago.
Well,
It's the current contract that
April.
expires,
April 1st, 2021.
and then underneath it is the template, which is basically the same as that, just fill in the information. I have a computer one that can fill it in, but you can hit right down there.
Bob's tied up for a while.
I don't know how long, I mean, he's in the hospital.
Still has, excuse me, still has Corey Leonard as chairman.
What's that?
Still has Corey Leonard as chairman.
This is Chamber.
Yeah. Well, I think we should start by doing the evaluation.
Yeah, we do the evaluation. And, Mr. Chair, I had asked Melinda if she could email us PDF versions of the last 2 years at least, evaluations. Yep. And then we can review those and see, you know, if during that time period she's done any of the recommended.
I read PDF or Word, you can type that on.
Yeah.
Normally I put a separate sheet.
Yeah, do you have that in a PDF version?
What?
The evaluation form?
Yeah.
And then we
I
can
think
just,
it's in a Word document, actually.
okay. Yeah, I guess send a blank one and then we can just type it out.
Rather than filling it out.
Or, I mean, I would rather type it. But, I mean, Mr. Chair, if you want to handwrite it, you can just take a paper version.
Yeah, the other thing that, last year we sent them the evaluations to the chair, because I believe I read that somewhere. Then I compiled the ratings.
Yep. Right.
So, I mean, I don't mind if you want, you do it electronically or something. I think you did.
Yeah, I can.
I think you did send it to me electronically.
Yeah. And I'll just send it to you.
Wait, I don't want to follow the bottom of the hospital, but if we're going to be doing evaluation, we should probably try to get them.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, maybe the owner can call him and see if he does, and if so, send it to him, because, and he can do it or not do it, but it'll be his choice at that time.
I'll
Yeah.
talk to him and see.
You
You
might
said
just,
we're kind of medicated now, right? You might have to
Well,
wait.
right now, I know he's on some serious pain medication, so.
All right, so send it electronically. I can't open a PDF and not apply it.
So you all want it electronically?
Yeah, for me, it's easier.
We get, we're keeping this, right?
Well, I have them here to pass out, but do you?
yeah, I mean, I'll take whatever you have, and then just send us a, you know, that would do.
Then I'll just send, talk to Bob on his.
The contract and the evaluation.
Correct.
There's evaluation forms, the current contract, and then there's the blank template that gets filled out, which is basically just filling in information. The rest of the stuff is either in the package or I've already done the tablet.
And how do we reach out to Bob? We have to wait and then what, you know what I mean?
Melinda's gonna reach out to him, I guess, and if he gets it back to you, you can send it to me.
Yeah, something. I just figured I'll wait till next week when maybe he's not as medicated.
Okay, so get back to my question. When do we do? We have to wait, do we wait till the reviews are back and then talk about the next contract? Or when is the time to talk about next contract?
You might have to hold a special meeting.
Well, I don't know, either that or we just missed the date. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not enough time unless we have a special meeting. I don't know that.
So I don't mind having another meeting.
Let's see how the evaluations go, if you think there's a need for a special meeting.
When do you want those back to you?
Well, I would say, I don't know, a week or two? I don't know.
I think we should be okay.
Yeah.
How much? Chair, under 10, there's some stuff written in bold.
You talking about the executive director's report?
Yeah. On the budget, executive director, review salary contract renewal,
One more page.
third paragraph is in bold.
That's my
In all
request.
fairness, recent information that was discreetly disclosed to me from tenants' families, as well as town residents, not living in the housing affluent that was buyers, an fair and unfair review. So I am asking for an impartial review that I am entitled to without prejudice. My review should be based on feedback from the state, auditors, town departments, attorneys, inspections, how the development looks, and most of all, tenant feedback. We have a tenant board member who sees and hears everything. All personnel issues should not be considered. That's great. I work as a board member. I want to speak my opinion when the time comes. Because I don't necessarily agree that all these criteria are what comes under. I'm looking like courtesy to the tenants, there's other things that come up. And another thing too is respect. I mean, if I'm a board member and I don't get respect, then don't expect much respect from me. So, how that I said that. It's not just that we go by the book of Boston. We don't talk to Boston, so we don't know where conversations go. We get feedback from Boston, it's watered down. So, anyways, with that, I just want to say my piece on it.
Do you feel, go ahead, you have something?
I was just gonna say that in deciding whether or not to renew someone's contract or whatever it is, it's always, I'm not gonna have a bias towards it. I'm gonna listen to the facts and all that stuff, gather everything and see what it was. That's kind of one of the reasons why I asked you to send out previous year's reviews, is to gather all the information. It's not just about a short window in time, a short period in time. It's collectively how things have been over years to this point here. But I mean, I personally have been stopped in the stores by tenants and saying, oh my God, I can't believe you're not renewing Melinda's contract. What are you talking about? What are you saying? I've never said that to anybody.
Yeah.
We've never said that to anybody, and I don't think any of the commissioners have either. So I don't know where, the word has come from, where we're not
I know where it
renewing.
came from, because it's all information that has come to me since the last meeting. I've had more people in my office than I've ever had.
Who
Talking
has
because they
said,
were afraid to talk before.
who has said that we're not renewing the contract?
The former employee.
Okay, but who did he hear it from that we,
And I didn't.
okay, so that is hearsay.
He was,
Did you ever say that to anybody that you were in either way,
he
that
was
you
going
are or
around
not?
telling all the tenants that
So that's hearsay, and that's just scare tactics or whatever. But I mean, but that has spread like a virus through the entire facilities, Brindley and Red Pine, with all these people, and it's almost like a campaign. If you could, honestly, if you could put up signs on people's lawn, on lawn, save Melinda, there would be signs out there. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
you're
in my
even
office.
calling tenants and talking to them, saying, hey, if my contracts are not renewed, I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't
But-
said that to anybody.
So,
People have asked me about what's gonna happen, and I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't answer that.
So
We've been
people,
stopped twice at Walmart. Sorry, but go ahead.
yeah, so we have been, twice at Walmart and from different people saying that, that you had spoken with them and telling them to talk to us to try.
I
and
haven't spoken with them. I've had a
I
couple
mean, I'm
people
letting
come
you know,
in
but
with
so,
questions on different
Yeah.
things, and I just tell them I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm just letting you know what I heard, same as what you're taking hearsay from somebody. So this is, I guess, to you, it's hearsay, but this is what I heard people talking about. You know, I mean,
So I think,
I'm just,
I mean, yeah, you're looking for a fair contract, but you should be worried about your own behavior and the way you communicate to people, especially the 5-member board that has to vote on the contract. When you put something in meeting minutes that says the chairman was corrected when he was giving his opinion because you didn't agree with it, then those are the things that you should be worried about. Those are the things that you should be looking at. When you send an email to the chairman because you put something bad in your evaluation, before the person even gets home, those are the things you should be worried about. You should be worried about what you put in writing and try to chastise board members to make yourself feel better, for lack of a better term. Those are the things that you should be worried about. Those are the reasons why some board members feel that, well, I shouldn't say some. I'm speaking for myself, that, you know, whether or not you should get a contract, why you get a good evaluation, why you get a bad evaluation, those are the things that you should be worried about, and you don't care. You don't care about those things. You have an attitude that says, I'm right, and I'm always right, and I'm doing what I want, and that's gonna be your downfall. You know, I don't know how many times I heard from you. I ask you a question, you tell me it's day-to-day operations. Well, you're in charge, day-to-day operations, okay? So now you're gonna live with that, day-to-day operations. So I think you should be looking at yourself and not worried about what other tenants come in and tell you, or not blaming on the employee that's no longer here. I mean, you wanna blame everybody else. I put this in your evaluation time and time again, right? Well, I shouldn't say time and time again. For at least the last 2 years, you try to blame everybody else for your misgivings. And that's the problem. You need to take some ownership for what you're doing and stop treating board members with respect instead of, you know, coming across and telling people that it doesn't, he'll never see that. He's never going to get that. And those are what you should be worried about. And then, on top of all that, right, then you put this, I just saw this. I didn't read this before. I don't know why I never flipped the page, but I just saw this. And then you put that in there. Are you trying to, I don't know, are you trying to intimidate us to whether or not we should be giving you a contract or giving you a good evaluation? Those are the things you should worry. You shouldn't be saying stuff like this. You should, if you want, maybe it should be something positive. And I'm sorry. That's why, you know, you don't get good evaluations, at least from me. And I'm all set with that. So, anybody else?
nothing else.
Make a motion to accept the director's report for December 21st, 2023.
There's a motion and a second. For discussion, here, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed?
One thing on Coben Road, I did speak to people on, and actually I called the congresswoman's office, and they're closed like till the 2nd of January. But I am working on talking to people and see if we get some wheels in motion for Coben Road.
All right, we're all set with G, H, old business, CPC rep update on CPC.
No, we haven't had a meeting. It's kind of,
Affordable Housing Trust Committee, we don't even have a rep yet. Am I correct on that? Right? No, they probably haven't met either, I assume. And Dawn just updated us on Cobra Hill. Right, you got something in the works?
No, I'm still working on it like everything else.
Okay, new business, vote to approve low bidder Delmello Construction Services in the amount of $67,430 for EOHLC project 301062, patio expansion, tree removal, slider, replacement at Brimley.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Yeah, like, I'll second it. But I have a question on $67,000.
Go ahead. Yep.
What's the biggest cost of that $67,000? Was it taking on a tree, was it putting a new patio, or was it replacing the doors? What was the biggest cost? Did they give you a breakdown?
I didn't get the bids, I just got the tabulation, I went to RCAP, but I'm sure it's the actual patio itself.
How big's the patio?
It's what it is, but it's outrageous. 67 grand to put the tree down, all that about.
And I think, in my opinion, the biggest cost would be the tree and stump and root removal, because the roots are growing under.
I'd say that was 20 grand.
Yeah,
You got a door for 3 grand, you got to put a new door in. That's a label.
I agree with you, $67,000 to cut a tree down and fix a patio and replace the sliding door is, but, I mean, that's,
And it's state money, it's not our money.
yeah.
State money.
Yeah, you're right, Tom, I agree with you.
You could do a lot for 67 grand. Anyways, thank you.
When are they, if we approve this tonight, when do they give you any idea when it'll start?
In the spring.
No dates yet, but they won't do that until after you get approved. Correct.
They right now need to approve it before they can go any further.
Okay. So, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, FY 2025 annual plan hearing and vote to approve the annual plan so it can be submitted to EOHLC.
Did I read somewhere that there was supposed to be a hearing tonight?
Yeah, no one's here, they all left.
5:30, 12:27, 23. And location, was that a separate?
No, this is the hearing. If there's no changes, then we vote on and accept it.
Is this supposed to be a public hearing? We need to do
It's
for
the
this?
residents and general public
No,
are
it's already
invited to
posted.
review annual plan before the hearing.
So post it
And
to
based on the
October.
public comments as noted below. That's why I'm asking. There's a lot of documentation there.
Post
And what I
it.
sent out a notice, did we send out a notice to them?
Yes, yes, it was
How was it
sent
sent?
out and it was posted on the bulletin boards back in October. Because we had to do it 6 days ahead,
Sent out to the paper?
to the residents.
Oh, the residents.
And then put on the bulletin board.
What is that?
Yeah.
Okay, I will see you tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When I go home, my kids tomorrow.
Residents and general public. So how does the general public?
I gotta go to Susan and help.
Right, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, and there's a lot of documentation down there. I don't even know 99% of it, I understand it. I mean, it's a lot.
It is.
And that probably needs an account yet, that's my question.
And most of the stuff you've already seen anyways, it's our current budget. The maintenance plan that we already have, it's just all stuff that they have to put in here, in this whole thing. It's all stuff you've already seen. And then there's in here which projects are been completed, which ones are in the works, which ones are coming in.
Does anybody in the audience have any questions on the annual plan for FY 2025? All right. Here and see it now. Motion? Yeah, yes we do. Take a motion to approve it. Didn't have to word it.
the other, or just
No,
a,
I think, just,
vote and approve the, Tyngsborough Housing Authority's proposed annual plan for fiscal year 2025?
is there a second? A second. Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed. All right, do we want to talk about the freezer? What do we want to do with that? Yeah.
Talking about what, Brian?
The freezer, that like one of
Well,
the,
I don't know how to do it, but we should find a way to make, I mean, there's 4 people living in a unit, and that's one refrigerator there. If I cut
So-
sandwiches.
I mean, that does seem kind of small. I mean, we have 2 congregate units in Draker, right? And they have, it's probably the same thing, 4 bedrooms, 4 tenants in the, so they all share the common refrigerator and freezer. There's 2, but they're two on each side, so there's 2 for 4, right? And they're regular size refrigerators, like, probably 23 or 50 big.
Yeah.
So I can see we probably wouldn't be enough room for stuff, but I just don't know how can we change the lease to include it? Well, I don't know that we want the refrigerator in the unit, but I would say in the common kitchen, which would be fine, right? That's my take. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't want it in their bedroom, I mean, their bedrooms are small anyway, so I mean, they got constraints anyways in there.
So that,
I mean, it's just, it's in the lease because no one else can have it, so I mean, if it's something that will allow in the congregate, then yeah, that portion of the lease can be adjusted for the people that live in the congregate. It's just, they put it in there also because we pay the electric bill.
yeah, we pay the electric bill no matter what, right? So,
How old is this building, 30 years?
It was built in the early 90s.
Bonnie? So, I mean, obviously, times have changed in that time. Maybe those units shouldn't be that small. Maybe we should look at the red cat money and renovate one of them one at a time.
didn't the picture that she showed us, wasn't that in the kitchen?
Yes. So the freezer is in the kitchen.
But it's a personal for the town.
Right.
Okay. So,
But as per the lease, it's very allowed
I
to
get it. So what if we, made a motion to allow it while we look into the lease change or some other alternative? Does that make any sense, for at least for now?
For me, it doesn't. You can't just pull something away and say, because we had an inspection. We need to find a solution, how we can help them.
Where that existing freezer that they put, could another fridge be put there? Or stand up a bigger freezer so all 4 tenants can share?
And then what, the housing authority buy the freezer?
I mean,
Or we, yeah, we buy the concrete, right?
Buy a fridge that has a freezer, then you got.
Well, the issue is the issue refrigerator space or freezer space? Sounds like it's freezer space,
Yeah.
correct?
It's more
Yes.
freezer space.
So yeah, you could buy a standard freezer.
and then 4 shelves and each tenant has a, or whatever.
Yeah, right, yeah. But will that fit there? I know it's in front of the heater, but. I don't know, I think
you put another that, take the freezer off. Then you still got 2 freezers, 2 refrigerators can portions of.
Well, that's what, we were just saying, maybe just a single stand-up freezer, because the freezer space is the issue, not necessarily the refrigerator.
Okay,
And then all 4 tenants could use that big
and
stand.
what do we do when the next person says, okay, they got it, I want the same thing? What does it stop?
it's different though, because this is congregate, because
How many congregates do we have?
This is the only congregant we have.
Yeah, so maybe.
So it's four people sharing, right? It's not like it's even if it was a family unit, right? They have a bigger refrigerator and freezer, right? So, even, well, I don't know about over here, but even elderly, they have, fairly good. And usually nobody fills them at all. There's a couple tenants that pack, but usually not that many. So I think that, I don't think it's gonna be an issue anywhere else except for, that's just my opinion.
We need to help them somehow. Not let it sit down in the house, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm in favor of the housing authority purchasing a stand-up freezer that would fit in that same area where the little one was, and they would obviously have to get rid of that little one.
And how about the electrical cost? We do it extra, we ask them, okay, you pay the difference, you pay the extra.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
One-
exactly.
How much? I mean,
Well, they buy new ones.
I mean, I think a stand-up freezer is a cheaper alternative than saying doing a kitchen remodel and then installing two
Bigger.
larger size
Exactly.
fridge and freezers.
So maybe that going along with the motion that I was talking about earlier, that you can look into see what it costs for a fridge. And will it fit there? And, is that gonna be a good alternative? Maybe-
We call like a regular time, we do business with them, right?
Yeah, that's what we get our
Yeah,
appointments.
say, okay, well, give us a couple ideas. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they do a ton of stuff at the university, and it's somewhat, they're all different, there's the same apartments there with, and monthly services, so. Different sizes, different things.
Alright, so that we're going with this?
What's your comments on that?
Well, my comment is if the housing authority wants to purchase it and install it, then now it's not a lease violation because we put the freezer in there. They're not allowed to put one in. Obviously, yeah, they would have had to have gotten permission, but then, yeah, we'd have to figure out what to do if we want to allow it, also because of we pay the electric bill.
So I forgot about what you said. It said that they can have one if it's approved.
Yeah,
According to the
but
lease?
they never asked.
Well, they asked last year, if we were inspected last year, the year before,
She's new, so that's,
about the other three people.
they didn't have it in there
I
before.
didn't have it.
It's only been since she came in.
So maybe the issue is just to allow it. Tell them she can't just do it. It's gonna be.
Correct, I mean, and I
And then
believe
we don't
there was
have to buy
another
it.
tenant, there was a
Then we don't
third
have to buy
tenant here.
anything.
Or was there the third tenant here from that congregate, or was that just another tenant?
It was just like-
Because they were asking, can the other two tenants also get a freezer now? No, just hold off on.
Well, I think now they're thinking if they're
Yeah.
allowed, are the other two gonna be looking to get one?
So I guess we alleviate that by the housing
If we get
authority
the-
You
purchasing.
mean the other two tenants in that congregate unit? What's like a 12, how many 12?
Two.
Do you really think the other tenant's gonna want to do that? If they have plenty of space now. Does she do her own cooking? Because usually congregate, they don't cook themselves, right?
No,
Somebody
they-
cooks for them.
No, they do their own cooking.
Yeah.
It used to be that they didn't do their cooking, but they more and more of them are getting away from that. And there's a lot of them in there do their own cooking now.
Yeah, usually they have the big meal at lunch, and then the sandwich.
They used to, but they don't now, because there's a lot of them that wanna do their own cooking.
I guess we just start off by having Linda getting some quotes on freezers that would kind of fit there, and bring that and put it on the agenda for next month, and then we can approve it. And
And have her send a letter asking for permission to have it. And then that can all be part of the discussion.
Yeah.
Whether we think we should put it in the housing authority refrigerator or use that one. And then maybe we can make it so that the other two tenants can use it if need be. We can leave it
And there's 4 tenants in that unit. Maybe sit with all 4 of them, keep that running. So I might say, ah, no big deal, yeah, that's a big deal. And that was 2 out of 4, you know what I mean? Then they got the whole story. Whatever makes me happy.
I mean, I just think
We
we're gonna find a way to
should
make
get
it
a chance
work. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No,
Well, that's why we discovered it, that's why Tom and I were discussing, and yeah, it would be a total remodel in order to get a bigger refrigerator, because the space is very small.
but we could do that too. We could look at 3 years from now to remodel, hopefully we could start putting in the work now. You know what I mean? What other, on another note, can I ask her, an inspection if there was other things that were found too, that people sent us? Or they said they're gonna.
Yeah, you can ask that question, I don't know the answer, do you know the answer to that?
On what was unfound on the
When
inspection?
a lot of the inspections where people get a letter saying they can't do this or that.
Yeah, did you come across any lease violations?
Yeah, it's actually pretty common, after inspections for letters to be sent, depending on what issues are. There's some issues that are housing authority issues, there's issues that are tenant issues, but the housing authority is responsible to make sure they go away. Right, so common to send a letter, that type of stuff. And then other stuff, the housing authority has to fix themselves.
Excuse me.
So,
They got it on a high rise.
do we entertain a motion to allow the freezer for now, put it on the agenda for the next meeting, while the remedy is explored? So moved.
All right.
Second. All in favor?
No.
Opposed? Yes. All right, next board meeting, January 31st, 2024, Friendly Terrace. With that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
So moved. So
Send out best of Bob too,
Thank you, good night.
Brian